Too loud. I forget I need to keep turning that particular one down. Let's see if I can maybe switch it to the next one instead. Okay, I think that might work a little bit better. Okay, I think that should be all right. If the music is at all ever too loud, do let me know. But I mean, I'll most likely be pretty preoccupied with other things. Let's see. Nothing new there. Cool. All right. Hey, hello, hello. How is everybody doing? Hello. Yes. Nice to see everybody again. Even though I technically have no viewers at the moment, but I will shortly. I almost guarantee that. Yeah. So yeah, I am actually just doing a drawing stream today. That's going to be a lot of the weekdays this week. 3 of them are going to be dedicated to drawing. Now, one I'm going to be drawing, that's going to be different every time. The other 2 weekdays I'm going to be dedicating to some Hollow Knight with my boyfriend. Hello. Hello there. Hello. How are you doing? So yeah, I'm going to be doing a drawing stream today. I haven't done one of these in a while, so I'm a little bit excited. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to get started. I've been wanting to work a little bit more on fan art recently, to hopefully, you know, kind of propel me a little bit in the art community in a sense. Hello, Alex the Red Panda Ornament. Hello, hello. So yeah, I'm gonna try doing a little bit more fan art. I'm hoping it'll I don't know, to get a little bit more presence in the art community. So I put up a poll a while ago, and there were like, you know, 5 options, and an overwhelmingly number of people out of hundreds of votes, well over 50%, I think almost 60%, were like, yes, do this one particular kind of fan art. So I'm actually going to be in the process of working on that today. And lo and behold, it is Godzilla fan art. Oh, I think my sister might be home. Maybe? I don't know. It's a little bit early for her. So yeah, this is what I'm going to be working on. Yes, I'm doing fan art of the fans. I wouldn't even know what the fans would look like. I'm really bad at drawing people. I mean, I suppose I'm not terrible, but it takes a lot for me I'm very inefficient at drawing people. I'm not too bad at it, but I'm super duper inefficient. But when it comes to animals, creatures, fantasies, landscapes, I'm really good there. So yeah, I'm going to be at least working on this for a little bit, and then I'm going to be switching to a new piece of fan art. So I will be using my trusty light table because these are 2 very different pieces of paper. This is just regular printer paper. This is like thick sketchbook paper. Like, you can just tell the difference. I can do you. Well, that's not exactly what fan art entails. And I don't think the people might recognize you or your character or anything like that. Look at how adorable you are. I'm sure you are adorable or handsome. I don't know necessarily what you might classify yourself as, but I don't know, maybe one of those 2. So this is an absolute... Oh, hello. I thought I heard you come home, and I'm like, she's home already?
I left early because I didn't get lunch. I was supposed to take a lunch.
sorry about that. My sister just came home and she just kind of wanted to briefly talk about her day. No biggie. It happens a lot. She's a vet tech. Sometimes she won't get a freaking lunch, and sometimes she's got some ridiculous clients, not even patients. The animals aren't often too bad, but sometimes the clients can be turds or idiots or both. So yeah. So yes, you come in peace, Ree. Oh my gosh, that sounds like something my sister would say, honestly. So yes, I have never drawn Godzilla in my life. So this is a decent first attempt, I think. This light table has become probably one of my favorite art tools to use ever. It is wonderful. I used to just, draw on sketchbook paper and or even lined paper. I would draw on lined paper or sketchbook paper. I would do the draft and the final piece on the exact same piece of paper. What I do nowadays is I'll do the draft on printer paper and then I'll finish it out on sketchbook paper via the use of this handy dandy light table. And it is honestly the best investment ever. It actually didn't cost me all that much. It was only like 20-25 or something like that. It's not super duper fancy, but it has served me really dang well. I absolutely love it. So yeah, I definitely changed the way I work on my art pieces. So and that's not the only thing. I also used to just strictly do pencil and colored pencil. Oh my gosh, Brandon is being annoying. He's the little chihuahua that we live. Oh my, is he outside? Is that why he's being a turd? I should have let her know that I already let him outside when I got home. Oopsie. Geez, I almost completely forgot what I was talking. I did completely forget what I was talking about. Oh crap. Yeah, no, okay, I remember now. No, I used to strictly draw on with, pencil and colored pencil. But after reevaluating and realized I wanted a little bit of a cleaner style, I started using pen. But it was only after a while of using pen, quite a few months, that I actually started using that I actually started using sketchbook paper as for the final draft, and then printer paper for the initial draft. So yeah, so I really really love the way that I sort of not stylized necessarily, but the way, like, my method, I guess you could say, of how I usually put together a lot of my traditional pieces, because I am primarily a traditional artist. And I'm pretty good at what I do, I would say. And that could me being just a smidge immodest, but no, I'm genuinely a good traditional artist. Certainly not a lot of people like me who do primarily traditional art. So yeah, so what I'm doing at the moment is primarily using a very thick pen. This is an 08 micron pen. I really do like micron. I'm using those for a lot of the base details. For details that are a little bit smaller, I'm using a smaller pen. In this case, I'm using a 005 micron pen. I love this 005 micron pen. It allows me to get very small details. And it'll especially be useful because one thing that I did do with this particular Godzilla piece is that I'm going to be having some smoke coming out of its mouth. So I have to be a little bit mindful of that. Oh shoot, my bad, I accidentally turned that off. Oh shoot, I already fricked it up a slight bit, dang. I meant to get rid of some of these pieces, but hold on, I might have an idea of how to fix that a smidge. I should have noticed that pretty readily. For those of you who have no idea what in the heck I'm doing, this is an eraser. And you may think, what the heck, that's completely unnecessary, totally extra. And you know what? You're completely right. Well, I guess my sister just kind of brought me some food. Cool. So yeah, so yes, this is a battery-powered eraser, and yes, you might think it's extra, it's a little bit fancy, but you know what? This thing erases so much better than I can normally with just a pencil. I need to look at that. Okay, that's a little bit better. Let's see if I can erase some of those smudges, though. Better. All right. I think that'll do for now. I've already messed up a little bit, just a few minutes into this, but you know what? That is okay. Shite happens. So yeah. Yes, I know I have some kind of sort of fancy tools, but you know what? A lot of these can last me quite a while. They are great investments. So I am very much happy to have them. Let's see. Let's see if I can take a look at that. Okay, I think I see what's going on here. Okay. I gotta make these a little bit more slight in nature. I can't do full-on outlines of them because, again, I have to make sure that I'm keeping in mind of like the smoke effect that I do plan on creating. So I have to be very careful. Hello, Living Like Larry. You love my South Park vids? Yep, you're definitely not the first to say that. You won't be the last. Guarantee it. Oops, I did not mean to grab both those. Okay. Okay. Just want to make sure on some details. Cool. This is going to be a little bit tricky to manage with the outline. It'll be even trickier with the color. So one thing I am actually going to use this very small pen for is also these like back spikes, because I'm intending to create something of like a glow effect on them. And I think it stands out a little bit more. The color will stand out more if the outline is less prominent, at least in terms of certain lighting and shading effects. And, you know, glow is technically a form of lighting and shading. I guess you could think of glow as like an inner lighting effect. Like something that comes directly from an object and can present itself on other objects, if that makes sense. Let me see. Let's see if I can't get some of these out of the way, because these do have an outline, but they're also less prominent features on Godzilla itself, so I don't necessarily need them to be super detailed or dark or anything like that. And they're definitely going to look a little bit rough initially, but I think that kind of works in my favor because of the general crazy design of this creature character. Now, when I was initially looking up ways to draw this, I was looking at dozens of images trying to get a general feel for the general design, which you'd be surprised. There are varying kinds of designs when it comes to Godzilla. So, okay. Yeah, there are a variety of designs when it comes to Godzilla. There are a lot. I was a little bit surprised to see just how diverse it was. Like, I knew Godzilla's been around for a while, but still. I wanted to get the body type right. I wanted to get the spikes and the tail generally light, and especially like the face and the mouth. I wanted to get that right. But I also wanted to add kind of my own little touch to it as well. Do I still like or watch South Park? I do still watch South Park. I only do it on my Patreon now because the schedule was just too difficult to manage. Putting it on Patreon does give me a much more flexible schedule. I would still say that I like it to an extent, hence why I'm still doing it, but I'm just not doing it publicly on YouTube anymore. It's just a little bit too much to handle. So, hope that answers your question. Let's see. I might end up being a little bit quiet just for a little bit, but I mean, that usually happens when I'm focused on doing any kind of drawing, really. Did I already do that? No, I don't think I did that wrong. No. I think I see what I was trying to do. Okay, here we go. I have to make sure to keep very consistent with the thickness, because if I get it just wrong. You don't use Patreon, sir? Nope, that's all right. That's all right. You know, there are plenty of people who are like, you know, I would love to support you on Patreon. I'd love to see your South Park episodes on Patreon. I just, you know, I I don't have that. I don't have the money to do that. And you know what? That is completely fine. That's what kind of makes it special. Because Patreon really does separate out the you know, the general community from, I feel like, the true fans. Like, there are definitely quite a number of individuals who have supported me since I first started the Patreon, which was like, oh my gosh, it's approaching 2 years ago. That's crazy. That's kind of insane. I did not think about or realize that I've been using Patreon for that long already. Goodness gracious. Okay. This is where it gets tricky because I only really designed Godzilla itself. I hadn't really designed the background yet, which normally I would design the background, but in this case I made an exception. I don't absolutely need to work on the background right now. And that is okay. Oh, my eyes just tingled a little bit. Sometimes that happens. Okay. This is gonna be a tricky line. I have to make sure that I'm making the lines as smooth as possible. Sometimes sketchbook paper can be a little bit finicky. What season or episode am I on? I think I've watched up to season 11, episode 5. I only started putting South Park on Patreon relatively recently. Is that a dog? That's a dog. And that's 2 dogs. Nice. So yeah, I do plan on putting more and more episodes of South Park on Patreon. I'm not gonna be able to. I don't know how many episodes I'll be able to do this month because of Thankmas. I've already paused on my my Wolf comic. I won't be able to publish any more pages publicly, at least, until January 1st, because I know Thankmas is going to slow me down for all the streaming that I'm doing, because I'm streaming 8 days in a row, and there are likely going to be some art rewards that are going to be redeemed. There are already 2 that have been redeemed. Okay, let's see if I can... Hold up, I need to... Okay, I see the detail. Okay, I see him now. Sometimes I just have to take a second look. Because I can't see all the details from the initial draft. Nothing wrong with that. It just kind of is what it is. Because the sketchbook paper is really thick. Right. Thoughts on SpongeBob or Simpsons? I mean, I've seen SpongeBob. My sister and I used to watch it a bunch when we were kids. I don't really watch it anymore, and frankly, I think after the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, with gosh, I'm already forgetting that king's name and his daughter, but where they had to go to, frick, I'm not even remembering. David Hasselhoff was in it. That's all I remember right now. I feel like after that, it started to tank a little bit. It wasn't quite as original or funny anymore, I feel like. Simpsons, it's fine. You know, apparently when I was a lot younger... Oh, sorry about that. When I was younger, whenever I would hear the, whenever I was in, like, a completely different room and I would hear the Simpsons theme song play, I would literally run down. I would... Yeah, they had to go to Shell City. I would listen to the entirety of the opening of Simpsons, and as soon as the actual episode started, I'd be like, okay, I'm done. And I would go back to wherever I initially was. I don't know why I did that. I mean, you know, it's certainly funny. I can see how it can be a little bit similar to South Park. A little bit less on the social commentary, although it does cover that sometimes. Usually not quite as present day as South Park does. But yeah, Simpsons is, you know, fine. That kind of, like, you know, sitcom stuff is not really my entertainment. I like stuff with... Because I'm a writer, I love stuff with riveting characters and crazy world building and intense storytelling and character build-up. I love that. You ask way too many questions whenever you're a fan of something. You know what? It gets me talking, because otherwise I'd be relatively silent for this. And you're definitely not the only one who, you know, there's something that they want to talk about because they love it so much. There are plenty of people in my own community who do the same thing, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I could I could rant so much about writing and art and forensics. It's not even funny. If you told me to let loose, I could say so much as long as I had a decent basis to start off of. But yeah, I mean, when you love something so much, you just kind of want to rant about it for hours on end. As long as it's not one of Seth MacFarlane's shows. I forget what shows he is. He the one who was doing like Family Guy and American Dad or something like that? Both of which I don't really care for because I don't know, they just don't seem very funny or clever to me, and I don't like the characters. I don't like how they're written at all. Which is kind of a problem I have with some of the Simpsons characters, but not nearly to the same extent. But in terms of like those, like Family Guy and American Dad, yeah, those shows, I do not like how a lot of those characters are written. It's just bad. And again, I'm a writer, so I like emotionally driven stories and characters, so it kind of hurts me that they're written the way that they are. I mean, are there a couple of, you know, jokes in there that seem a little bit funny? Maybe a little bit. But that's just it. Just a little bit. And those are my thoughts on that particular aspect. Again, I'm pretty sure that's Seth MacFarlane. Or at least he has some involvement with those shows, if I'm remembering correctly. I could not be. I absolutely could not be, because comedy is not my forte. I love fantasy and even sci-fi to an extent. But comedy, you just gotta be very specific comedy. You think it began to decline around 2009 or 10? Maybe. The SpongeBob SquarePants movie was a few years before that. Let's see. Let's move on to a slightly different aspect of this piece. Yeah, a lot of like, you know, the I wouldn't say good necessarily in all cases, but the memorable Nickelodeon shows were amazing in like the late 90s to the mid 2000s. That was peak entertainment. There's still decent episodes at times, but it mostly isn't the same. Yeah, no, I mean, I agree, but I also haven't really seen any new SpongeBob content since, oh geez, I don't know, maybe 2010 or something like that. Back when I was, still in like high school. And yes, I would still watch stuff like that on occasion. I do appreciate cartoons a lot, even some of the ones that are supposed to be geared towards kids. I mean, there are plenty of cartoons that I will watch like on Netflix, give or say, because you know it's still some good stuff. Oh yeah, classic SpongeBob was absolutely memorable. My sister and I do frequently still say to each other, "It's not a boulder, it's a rock." Oh, good times. That's the good stuff. That's the really good stuff. Yeah, classic SpongeBob. So memorable, so quotable. Not as much as Lord of the Rings, but very, very memorable and classic for sure. So yeah. How's the music volume compared to my voice? Mostly I want to make sure that I can still be heard, but that if I'm not talking, you know, the music can still provide some decent ambiance, because there are definitely periods where I won't be talking for a little bit. And now I'm starting to worry about, I'm going to be streaming for 8 days straight. What the hell is that going to do to my voice? I can already feel it. I can already feel it. Alright. Okay. Now that I'm thinking about it, when I was talking about comedy earlier, again, not to say that I'm turned off by all comedy, but it's got to be the right kind of comedy. Comedy from, like, okay, good. You can hear the music. Comedy from, like, SpongeBob was just random and silly and fun. But stuff like Family Guy and American Dad, I don't know. I can't quite describe it, but it's just not my kind of humor, and it's frankly not very funny to begin with. My kind of humor is actually turned a lot more towards like smart adult comedies lately. It's a little quiet here. I'll turn it up a little bit. Just a little bit. Hopefully that helps just a bit. Cool. Okay, are there any more donations? Not quite. That is okay. I don't know why I'm doing it that way. Okay. But yeah, smart adult comedies is where I really like it. I actually still watch new episodes of Rick and Morty with my boyfriend, because that's just wacky, but there's still like a sort of smart and thoughtful aspect to it, from the writer's perspective. Another like adult comedy that I've come to really appreciate, it's on Netflix. It's called Inside Job. It's definitely an adult comedy, but holy moly, the characters, especially the protagonists, are, in my opinion, very well done. I can appreciate them very much. I like the way that they're written. I like the world building in it. It's a really good adult comedy. Not for all audiences, of course. My sister, honestly, probably a little bit less of like a comedy fan than I am. She would definitely not like or appreciate something like Inside Job. Yeah, no, I don't think so. I feel like there was another one. I also appreciate brutal honesty. In terms of, like, general comedy. One of my favorite comedians, actually, he's my favorite comedian. Steve Hofstetter is his name. He is absolutely fantastic. He's got this dry, direct sense of humor that I can just very much get behind and appreciate. He's also very progressive, so that's really nice too. Maybe I should try to come at it from this angle instead. This is gonna be tricky. This is gonna be very tricky because this one is so thick compared to the others, especially to the 005. Okay, well, I think I managed to do that as well as I could. You're a bit of a comedy fan for the most part. Stuff like SpongeBob, South Park. Oh, Flapjack. Wow. I haven't heard a mention of Flapjack in a long time. A lot of people don't remember that, but I also think at the same time it's a bit of a cult classic. That one was just weird and wacky. And, I mean, the main character was, as naive as he was still very entertaining in his own way. You haven't seen too much of Rick and Morty, though? I feel like that show jumped the shark a little around this third season. I mean, I don't exactly disagree with you, but I also think in some regards it did start to improve in certain ways, especially with the family dynamic nowadays. I think it's season 6 isn't yet done. I think season 4 was maybe a slight bit weaker, but I think it started to pick back up in season 5, honestly. And then season 6, it was just like, holy crap, what are they doing now? But, in a good way, personally. Flapjack was awesome. Your favorite Cartoon Network show? Oh geez. I'm trying to remember what was on Cartoon Network. I've seen so many different kinds of like networks that I'm trying to remember which one was associated with which. I mean, I was around when Jetix was a thing. There were definitely some shows I would watch from Jetix. But I mean, Nicktoons, Nickelodeon, I was kind of around for some of those changes as well. I didn't watch too much Adult Swim. Nothing wrong with that, but I definitely did not really grow up on it. And I can't say I really watch much Adult Swim nowadays. It's just something I don't quite like as much. I can appreciate it to an extent, but I just don't like it quite as much. I'm trying to remember some of the Cartoon Network shows. Good God. Was Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy one of them? Was Teen Titans also Cartoon Network as well, or was that something else? Crap, I'm not remembering. Again, if you named a whole bunch of, like, 2000s Cartoon Network shows, I'd probably be like, yeah, I remember that, or yeah, I watched that. I was definitely into cartoons growing up. I loved cartoons. I still love cartoons. I love animations. They're grossly underrated in some aspects. I still like to experiment and watch, again, I'll still watch some kids' entertainment from time to time. I mean, I'm trying to think, there were a couple things on... Oh, I remember another, like, dark adult, well, I suppose adult animation, but it wouldn't really be classified as humor, although there is humor in it, is, Castlevania. My boyfriend introduced me to that, and it's so good. ATHF was on Adult Swim? ATHF. ATHF. What the hell is that? I can't think of it right now. I feel like I do know that, but I just can't think of it. Watch, you're probably gonna say it and I'm gonna be like, oh my god, I'm an idiot. I think Codename Kids Next Door was Cartoon Network. Oh, I just remember that. You're a huge animation fan even though you feel like you have a lot of unpopular opinions on stuff. You know what? I might not be too terribly different from you, honestly. Most of my opinions I usually just keep to myself. I don't know, just, it's like, I don't... Oh, Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Okay. Slight slap in the head. I feel like I maybe should have known that. I did not care for that. There was 1 or 2 episodes in particular when I saw for the first time when I was maybe 12. I was like, ugh. I absolutely did not like it. I still don't like it. I mean, the concept is certainly interesting enough, but I don't know. Not my kind of humor. Not at all. And you know what? That is okay. Everybody is certainly entitled to their own opinion. Everybody's perspective and humor is different. Yeah, I didn't watch Adult Swim growing up at all. I don't think I actually watched anything Adult Swim related until I was in college, in my 20s. Yeah, adult entertainment was not my thing until I'd probably say after I even graduated college. But I mean, by then I was watching Rick and Morty and I was starting to watch South Park around that time, but generally speaking, I don't really watch Adult Swim, no matter what it is. You know, because again, I'm a writer. I love the gripping stories and the good character and world building. Those are some of my favorite things to think about and talk about and write about, really. Okay, that food my sister got me is actually smelling kind of good. I don't really care too much for good times, but yeah, food is food. I suppose I won't really say no to that. Okay. I'm wondering if anybody is sharing this at all. I'm a little bit surprised, because I'm a part of a couple of relatively big and, I don't know about well known, but I'm a part of some big art communities. I wonder if anybody has even checked me out, given the fact that I'm doing some art today. Maybe unpopular opinion you have on adult animation, Drawn Together was garbage. I've never heard of that, so I cannot confirm nor deny that. I mean, if I saw what it looked like, I'd be like, that. Still have no idea what it is. I almost guarantee. Okay, what's going on here? Hang on. Oh, I think I kind of see what's going on. It's just a mishmash that I hadn't really completely thought out just yet. But you know what? That is okay. Okay, what's going on here now? Oh, I think I see. Okay, never mind. I see what's going on here. Okay. I almost forgot about this. Okay. Alright, got it. Alright, here we go. Is there something similar over here? Yes, there was. I'm glad I trusted my instinct on that one. Okay. Now it has shifted again. Stop doing that. It's completely unnecessary. Oh, I see what's going on here. Okay. Alright, I'm with it. I'm with it. I'm with it. Let's see what I was trying to do here. Alright. I was about to say almost finished, but then I looked at the town. I'm like, not quite finished. Oh my goodness. Okay, screw it. I'm gonna take a bite of this thing because it's smelling good and I'm kind of hungry. Again, not that great, but you know, food is food. You know what? I could wash it down with some wine. Do a glass of white. Because at least in terms of wine, I can hold my liquor without a problem. Or at least more accurately, I know my limits. Come on. Am I going to do South Park reactions? I'm still continuing them on Patreon. I'm not continuing them publicly anymore. The schedule is just too difficult to manage. I mean, if I'm being honest, instead of South Park, I wish I could focus a bit more on, like, my art-related, merchandise. Because I am planning on doing a little bit of merch for both my comic as well as my channel. Okay, I know I'm supposed to do something else. I'm not gonna do the smoke effects. No. I think I will do the smoke effects, but I think I won't do... what was I gonna do? Frock. I've forgotten already. Dang it. Okay, that's fine. I'll figure it out. Maybe it was that I forgot to do. Oh no, it was these spikes I wasn't gonna do. I'm not gonna do the details on those. I'm gonna worry about those another time. What I should do is try and work out a little bit of the background. It's probably a smart move, honestly. Okay, here's where it gets interesting. I need to turn this off briefly. Okay. I think I kind of see what's going on. Okay. Just gonna make some slight smoke effects, which I'll make a little bit more apparent once I actually start to color it. Okay, you know what? What I think I'm actually gonna do real quick, I wasn't planning on it initially, but what I think I'm gonna do is actually darken these a little bit so that I can see what I'm trying to trace. You know, my community member who suggested Godzilla in the first place is... I think he's going to be so happy once I finish this. Like, I'm sure that he has his little nitpicks. Everybody who is a fan of Godzilla probably does, but this is my version. That's why it's called fan art, because this is how I see things. This is my style. So, damn, whatever the people are going to say, this is my interpretation. That's what makes it fan art. Especially because I'm using various ideas and concepts from a lot of other different kinds of works that I've seen. Which, I mean, from what I understand, I'm actually not all that bad at fan art. I mean, based on what I've done in the past, at least. Oh wait, I almost completely forgot to do something. Shoot! So thank you. I'm very, very proud of what I do, art-wise. Alright. Alright. I think at least Godzilla is finished. And yes, there's a bit of a white space there. That's gonna be for a building. Big deal. So yeah, I rather like how that turned out. Cool. Now what I think I'm gonna do is probably do I have... Oh, I thought I had a notification of some sort on my phone. Nope. Nope, I did not. It was just Nemo. Not a super important one anyways. I can worry about it another time. I wish I would have done a little bit more thinking with this stuff. Okay, so I know there's gonna be some kind of like building here. That's exactly what the plan was. That's kind of where I came up with this idea. Because Godzilla is often seen leaning forward in a sense, but I wanted to give him a good reason for leaning forward, because I mean, I know he's got a lot of weight back here, but if he puts enough of his weight up here, then there's got to be a good reason for it. And I can't make him fall necessarily, because, you know, it's Godzilla. He has to portray strength. So what if I was like, I'll make his right hand be clinging onto a building, basically, as he's trying to, you know, grab it for some kind of stability, and trying to maybe use it to, like, you know, turn himself or push himself away. Because, and not to mention, you know, a building even existing there kind of portrays just how big he really is, especially if it's a skyscraper type of building. That was at least my thinking when I was initially coming up with the concept. But that was the only part of the background that I even considered. I didn't think about the rest, because I was more focused on the actual creature itself. Maybe I could do something a little bit less intense with the background, because I want the focus to be the actual monster, especially since not all of him is in the piece. That's what it kind of boils down to. It just kind of shows how powerful and immense he is. I mean, I probably want to make some kind of outline, like, you know, solid outline for no. Gotta try something else. I gotta be careful not to make it too dark. If I can show a little bit of damage at the top too, that could also convey just his sheer size and power, even with just one of his claws or whatever. I don't know fully how I would portray that, but we shall see. It's definitely one of the toughest pieces of fan art I've had to do in recent years. Yeah, I've done a little bit of fan art in the past. Not too much. That's about where it would end, give or take. It's not definitive, but certainly something's better than nothing. Okay. Just want to be very, very careful and slight. Let's see. It seems a little crooked. Actually, no, that almost works in the building's favor because it's almost a slight bit tilted as is, so I actually think in a weird way that kind of works out. Did I intentionally do that? Subconsciously? Yes, it is Godzilla. Yes, somebody, one of my very awesome community members, I was asking for some fan art ideas. One of my community members suggested, "Hey, how about you do Godzilla?" And out of hundreds of votes, almost like 60%, I want to say, were like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, do Godzilla, do Godzilla." So I ended up doing Godzilla, and I'm actually pretty happy with it so far. Let me think. Okay, this building is gonna take me a little bit, but I don't think it's gonna be too bad. Got some ideas. I want at least. Okay. Slowly but surely getting a good feel for this building and how it might look after, say, a Godzilla claw on top of it. Again, I'm certainly not a Godzilla expert. Luckily, I do have a community member who was able to provide some valuable feedback when I presented my initial first draft. So, yay! Let's see. And if I were doing this digitally, this building may actually be a little bit more of a piece of cake, but because I'm doing it traditionally, I have to more eyeball it than anything else. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, and luckily I've been drawing traditionally for long enough that I'm capable of doing this without too much difficulty, even in just a general drafting stage. I want to make sure that as much of this building is drafted out well as possible, so that once I actually put it on the actual sketchbook paper and provide the real outline for the final piece, it looks pretty damn good. Yeah, I think it's looking pretty damn good so far. Again, I was looking up dozens of Godzilla images. I apologize for being quiet, but A, that just happens when I'm focused. B, I don't completely mind it because after yesterday's 9-hour stream, my voice is starting to feel it. I wonder if I can maybe do some damage as well in some of the windows. Close to up top, but not quite. It actually worked out pretty well. I didn't even do significant measurements for that. What's wrong with that? Okay, what if I do that instead? There, that gives me a better idea of how to work out some of the details up there. Lovely. I need a small one. Hold up. Hey, is anybody helping to share Thankmas? Oops, I did not mean to do that. Is anybody helping to share Thankmas? I mean, you know, helping to donate, that would be absolutely fantastic, but it's not completely necessary. No need to worry about that. I mean, even just sharing this, because, you know, this is a big deal to me. I want to reach my goal this year, and I have a lot of rewards planned. So. Let's see if I can do that, and that. I suppose I could put that right there as well. Okay, here we go. Didn't measure them quite as well down here, but I don't actually mind that, because, again, the building necessarily is not the main focus here. Alright, hold up. A lot of food. And luckily the food is pretty soft, so you're not gonna hear any, annoying crunching out of me. Alright. I can actually make some slight adjustments on the building up here. I think nice. Right, liking how this is turning out so far. Cool. Alright. I think I'm rather liking how the building turned out, at least, so what I'm gonna do is at least get that into here. But I'm not using... Ooh, that comes out really clearly. I love that. Let's make sure I can line everything up properly. There we go. Nope, not quite. Lost it. Alright, regained it. Let's... Hold on. I think I'm going to use the 2. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I knew I was doing something wrong. I knew there was no a reason that looks so freaking clear. I mean, it's pretty clear right here. But no, I definitely did that wrong. But now I'm doing it correctly. How I'm doing it. Alright. There we go. I think I'm really close to not being quite the way I wanted it to, but luckily I managed to figure that out. Okay. Let's try and go up instead. There we go. Much better. Should probably put just a little bit of stress on some of the windows. At least some of the bottom ones. Not a lot of stress, but just a little bit. Okay. You know, it's almost funny now that I'm thinking about it, because I'm pretty sure that Godzilla was created to be a sort of allegory for nuclear warfare, because Godzilla was created after the atomic bombs of, was it Big Boy and Little Man, I believe, were, dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And Godzilla was created not long after that to be a sort of, again, serve as an allegory for nuclear war and how devastating that Godzilla / nuclear warfare could be, understandably so. Now, since Japan was at the receiving end of the first atomic bombs. But it's kind of funny, because I've actually been, well, not been, I already have kind of a few times, was watching the HBO series Chernobyl recently. I don't know how I didn't know about it before. Funny enough, it was my boss who mentioned it to me, because I was watching something on YouTube related to nuclear radiation, and he mentioned it, and I'm like, oh, I almost completely forgot that that existed. And he suggested I checked it out, so I did. And damn, that is a good watch right there. That's really that's probably one of the best TV shows made in recent, and technically it's a mini series, but still, it's really good. Obviously, some of the details they do get factually wrong, and some things are exaggerated just a slight bit, but I mean, it's pretty chilling for a retelling of history. No, not many people usually go into it with some of the stuff, especially related to events like Chernobyl, which again was the worst nuclear disaster. I did learn a few things from the show. I did learn a few things from research. There were some things I did already know myself, but I learned a lot from Chernobyl, and to see it from the perspective that it was filmed in, from multiple perspectives, really was really really cool to watch. Uh-oh, did I scare all my viewers away? I'm talking about nuclear disasters in Chernobyl, because I mean, theoretically, there's still some people who know that. There's still some people who are living in the nearby city of Pripyat who are still alive today. Um, but yeah. I have not been putting enough stress on some of these upper windows. Dum dum. I'm calling myself a dum dum. Well, I suppose no viewers just means that I can be silent for as long as I wish. Music playing or no? There's still music playing, I just can't hear it. Alright. Okay. Well, I think that outline is pretty much finished. What's that? That's what that is. Alright. Cool. What I think I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna do one more thing with this particular piece of fan art. What I think I'm gonna do is try and conceptualize the background. I'm not actually gonna draw it on the final piece yet, but I will at least start something in just a hot second. very good at cityscapes. It's definitely not quite my forte, but I'm trying. If I hold up, let me see if I can actually look up something real quick. I'm curious. Hmm. All right, I've got an idea, I think. Okay, something like that, and I think I'm gonna do. Um, okay. Right. Yeah. Trying to kind of do. Actually, I might need to raise this a little bit. Could use my fancy eraser, but I don't need to. See how this height goes. No, I don't really like that as much. Oddly enough. I preferred it when it was a little bit lower. Okay, let me try just a smidge higher then. Because I know that Godzilla, not always, but it can be frequently associated with water, so. Hello, Josh. How are you? Oh, there we go. I was wondering when a new song was gonna pop up. It does sound a smidge loud though. Hold up. Let's see if I can adjust that. Okay. Oh, that'll be better. Alright, has anybody else? Nobody else has donated. Okay. That's okay. You know, sometimes these things just don't quite happen too much. Yes, hello Josh. How are you? Glitch message? I'm not sure what you talked about. I mean, I know there is technically some kind of like auto mod feature for these live streams, but I don't always have control over that. Okay. I'm not sure, yeah, I'm not sure what happened with the message, but that is okay. How are you doing, Josh? You just got done donating blood. Now you're watching me draw for your B-Day. I think I did notice that earlier in chat. Happy birthday to you. What is it? Was it 17? Is that it? We're only a year away from becoming a legal adult. Donating blood, huh? I'd love to donate blood, but my blood is so freaking rare that it's pointless to donate because only a tiny handful of people can receive my blood. Plasma, on the other hand, though, I'm a universal donor for plasma. So, I haven't donated plasma in quite a while. Yeah, spooky. What's spooky? You talk about the drawing or talking about something I said? The stream is on a little bit of a delay. It's like 20-30 seconds of a delay, so it's hard to remember what I just said 20 seconds ago. It sounds silly, but... Yeah, plasma. So, like, when you donate blood, it's whole blood. But when you filter out the red blood cells and the white blood cells, it leaves this clear fluid that's called plasma. It basically surrounds the blood and the white blood cells. Oh, the fact that you'll be an adult? Yeah. Yep. I mean, it can be a little bit spooky, but, you know, there are definitely pros to, you know, being of age to do plenty of stuff. I mean, the next biggie after 18. Oh, you know about plasma? Oh, sorry. You kind of made that sound like you weren't aware of what that was. My bad. I assumed. I wrongly assumed. Sorry. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I used to be a plasma donor, but I'm so busy now I can't do that anymore. I was a huge plasma donor in college. I would donate once or twice a week for about 3 years. It actually helped me get over my fear of needles. Funny enough. But, you know what? I'm done with that. I'm not gonna worry about, well, I might do the background. I might do a little bit of the background at least. But I'm not going to be too crazy about the background for the finalization of this, because it's all focused on the monster. Here we go. Same with you with your fear of needles. Man, the things people do sometimes. It's like, how'd you get over your fear? By sticking myself with giant needles multiple times. I mean, it's not quite as simplified as that, but, you know, the concept is still, whoa, you did what now? It's a little bit funny, is all. Okay, now the music seems a little bit quiet. Just a smidge. Again, I want to make sure that, you know, in terms of the music at least, that, you know, you can still hear me talking, but when I'm not talking, you can hear the music ambiance a little bit. That's kind of the point. Because I'm not going to be talking the whole time. I was already talking almost non-stop for like 9 hours yesterday. Good God. It's the longest live stream I've ever done. Only you could get over your fear of heights. My mom still has a fear of heights, and she's... Holy shit, she's almost 50. Oh, damn. I did not fully realize that until I just said that. Holy crap. Wait, no, hold up. No. No. She's still a few years away from 50, never mind. Jeez, I absolutely confused myself. Christ almighty. Heights and death are... You know what? I have come to accept that I am going to die eventually. That's just simply it. I've simply accepted that fact, and whenever it comes for me, it's gonna come for me, and I'm just gonna push to live out my days for as long as I possibly can. That is definitely my goal. I'd say in terms of fears, I'm not a huge fan of heights, but I wouldn't say I have a fear. If I had a fear, technically I have mostly sort of like a fear of failure. I've kind of always had that, being the antisocial, intelligent hermit that I've always been. I've always wanted to please teachers and stuff like that, and failure was never an option for me, and kind of made me afraid to fail. Didn't make me afraid to try, but did make me afraid to fail for sure. I would say I'm technically also afraid of spiders, but that's a much less complicated and much more irrational fear. You fear falling from great heights. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, it's kind of spooky stuff. You know, thinking about, you know, you're suddenly high off the ground. I had moments kind of similar to that, not entirely when my family and I were in Portugal. There were some high locations we were at. I mean, but if my mom can get over it for just a hot second, I most certainly can. It was really fun. I think we all... Yeah... I mean, I think maybe a little bit, but I know at least for me especially when it comes to failing, it's just... It's something I'm always trying to prevent, no matter what, like actively trying to prevent. Because, you know, I can't accept the concept that I'll fail at something. You know, I'll make mistakes, certainly, but to actively fail at something, it's just not at all what I want, what I try to avoid. Do I want you to get some more BSD in here? You know what? If you want to, if you're able to, you most certainly can. I did put this in the live streams channel. I don't know how often people check that, but you can tell people I'm going to be drawing Cult of the Lamb soon. Maybe that'll tickle somebody's fancy. In fact, when I say I'm gonna start drawing Cult of the Lamb soon, I mean like right now, really. Alright. Well, I've got the base pretty much figured out. There you have it. That's the outline for my Godzilla fan art piece. You got me. Nice. Nice. Alright. Let's see if I can... I need to get some pictures up here to make sure that I'm reasonably aware of what I'm doing. There we go. That's a little better. Any more donations? I don't think there are any more, but I'm always checking. Not any more donations, but that is okay. Okay. Alright. Coolio. Alright, let's see. I need to think of exactly how I'm gonna do this. Okay, I've got an idea in my head. I've definitely... It's been professed to chat, nice. I've definitely got an idea in my head. Just trying to think of how to... trying to get some of these... Let me think. Okay. I definitely gotta start out with a base. Okay. Thinking... Okay. about half, a little, I want to say right, a little bit less than half maybe. It could be the angle. But actually I want to say about half is probably dedicated to the head alone. I'm trying to make sure that this, I want to make sure to get this right, but I also want to make sure that I'm doing it in my own style. It's kind of funny how almost squarish the sheep's head is. Not quite, but it's I mean that's definitely the base for it. Okay. Let's see if I can do that. And it's pretty much the body. Actually, the body is a slight bit smaller than I think. Head is pretty big, but the body is a little bit smaller. This is just the body. This isn't not even not even the legs. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to think of the arms. Luckily, the arms are relatively covered by the cloak, so I don't need to worry too much about the connection there. The arms are actually pretty simple and straightforward. It makes sense given the fact that this is a game. Okay. I know exactly what I'm doing. Okay. Alright. I wish... Hold up. Let me see if I can change the settings on this. I wish you could see this just a little bit better. I just don't want to make this... You know what? No. Forget. I'm just gonna make this, you know, really dark and erase where I need to. Because this is now where the final piece is gonna be drawn on. This is just printer paper. This is not lined paper at all. I want to make sure that you guys can see this, and I am confident in my ability to erase lines and whatnot. Okay, 3 fingers. I have to remember that. Okay, something along those lines. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I think I see what's coming. It's gonna go like this. Ish. Change that just a little bit. I know that more people wanted me to do Sonic before Cult of the Lamb, but I think Cult of the Lamb would be a little bit better and easier for my style in particular in terms of drawing. Okay. The sword. It's actually pretty cool. But let's see if I can get... Hold up. I just want to make sure that the angle is... Because the angles are slightly off in that first picture. Okay. No, it is basically like that. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Alright, I'm with it. I'm with it. I'm with it. Got it. So, let's see if I can... Let's see. Okay. So, okay. Let's see what I'm supposed to do. Right, got it. Looks good so far? Yeah. It's looking not too bad so far. I've got a good base, I'm pretty sure. I need to change around the hands just a little bit, but I've got a good start going. Alright. Nope, too tall. Gotta make it a smidge shorter. There we go. Is that... okay, there. Right. That would be... okay. Actually, it's a smidge. There we go. It's a little bit better. It's kind of funny that this little dude has like no nose. When did I realize it was you from BSD? Josh. Like that's pretty much what tipped me off. Okay. I'm gonna make these eyes pretty sizable, and I want to place them right. I have to position and size them correctly. Not quite. Not quite. I think... oddly enough, I feel like the right eye is actually in a good place, but the left eye does not seem to be. I think a part of it might be a smidge too big as well. That's a little bit better. Okay, here we go. Well, I'm going to change that just a little bit. There we go. No, something still looks a little bit for the eyes. As long as the eyes. So let's see if I can't do it. Those almost look like phones. Hold up. Let me see. Okay, I see. Okay, I see what's going on here. Okay, hold up. Here we go. Actually, hold up. Some still looks a bit off. I wonder... hang on. Let me change the horns up a little bit. Okay. Okay. I think that's looking a little bit better. Cool. Alright. Let's try and move on to the body. Right. Time to remove this outline. That's a pretty good idea what it is. And okay. All right. Let's see. And, okay. I need to put my headphones on my face, 'cause seriously. What? What? Let me think. Let me think. No, I think I need this again. Okay, interesting. Let me try making some slight adjustments. Try. Looks really good, way better than anything than what you can do. Yeah, I mean it's looking pretty good, I think. It's not. Maybe instead. Let's see. I mean, yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I've seen it, yeah. Oh, geez. Did not mean to turn that on. Here, let me just unplug it because I don't think I'll need it. Hang on. But you know what? We can always find ways to improve. Even artists like me who've spent years, or even professionals like, you know, Saoshin and Star. I mean, they've spent even longer doing this, especially in a professional setting. like... No, the cloak should definitely be longer. Just realizing. Let's see, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is my guess. The music is a tad loud? Okay. No, I can turn that down. That's easy. Oh, wait. I was already on the right one. Hopefully that should help. Okay. Hold up. It's always the thumbs. Is that a murderous sheep? I mean, yeah, no, kind of. I'm trying to think. I think I see what I'm supposed to do now. I'm gonna look at my own hand for reference. No, not quite. Closer, but not quite. That's not quite right either. That's really tough. Hands are always where I get tripped up. I wonder if maybe... Hang on. See if I can adjust this just a little bit. Different now. Say it's fine. 5 total, actually. Let's see. Or maybe it's 7, actually. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Gotta do this a bit differently. Maybe. Let me see how that looks. Something along those lines. Let's see. From this point of view. Nope. Still not quite. Need to watch that bottom. Still has it's too bad. Okay, seems alright. Seems pretty good. I need to change the edges just a smidge. Almost forgot. It's just a tad longer, which is fine. That can be adjusted without too much issue. Let's see. Let's see if trying to use my own hand as reference. Oh, I think I see. Let's see if I can. That would actually be good. No, no, not quite, not quite. Trying to think. Trying to look at my own hand for reference. Hmm. I actually need to change the position of this sword. People are watching? How many more? I'm not really able to see that at the moment. I mean, more people are watching. That's freaking great. That's freaking fantastic. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Let me check. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Here's a real question. More people will be watching. Have more people donated? It's the real question, because again, this is a charity live stream. Well, one of many. Okay. Okay, I do need to erase this entire sword. Which is okay, because it's luckily very simple. There's no undo, 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 undo. It's just, you mess up, you gotta erase it. Tis the burden of being a traditional artist. But you know what? Ideal. Okay. A little lower. perhaps a bit more. Let me try. Okay, there we go. There we go. Oh, almost forgot. Alright. Try and take a look at some of these images again. Right. Hold on. Before I do anything, let me make this just a smidge smaller. Hang on. More slight adjustments. Right. Okay. Alright, I think I've got the basis. So why is the sheep evil? From what I understand from the story, it was condemned to death by forest gods or something like that. So it's it technically died, but then its life was saved by another like unknown god or something like that, and now sheep has like powers and stuff. And literally is working on starting his own cult in the name of unknown god, I think. That may not be completely accurate, but that's what I understand of the story. So yeah. Let's say... I think I'm finally seeing the problem now. Hold up. It's too square. It needs to be more rectangular. That's the problem I was having. Oh my gosh, took me a while to figure it out, but I figured it out. I knew something seemed just a slight bit off. But luckily, that's a relatively easy fix. Hold up. Mantle. Okay, that is looking a little bit better, I think. I feel like the proportions make a slightly more sense now. Yeah, I think I like that a lot more. So maybe my original body portions were actually not too far off. Cool. Alright. Cool. I got base. Now I need to look up something real quick. Okay. Huh?
Hold up.
No. No, that's not what I wanted. shifting.
Had to take it.
You had to take it off.
Yeah, every time I was shifting on the couch.
Looks really good now. Yeah. It's definitely looking pretty good now. Especially now that I basically added an otter villager. I definitely was not biased in drawing an otter. Yeah. No, certainly not biased. No, 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 no. You are crazy. You are very crazy. Alright, hold up. I need to look up something else now. It still actually looks, oddly enough, it looks kind of squarish in the video itself, but I promise it's a lot more rectangular. Nice, I will say about doing something like Cult of the Lamb fan art is that the colors don't have to be super complex, like, you know, say with this piece. Like the colors and the shading are going to be extremely complex, but this is going to be a lot more simplistic in nature. That kind of works for my particular style. It's getting quiet all of a sudden. Okay, there we go. Sorry, this is kind of my outro, so I'm extremely familiar with it. Any new donations? No. That is okay. Look very good? Yeah. Jeez, that's louder. Alright, there we go. That should be better. Perfect. Any new donations? I'm checking as often as I can, alright. Alright, there we go. You gotta go? I will keep up the amazing work. You have a great rest of your birthday. I mean, it's probably not too far from over, but who knows? Maybe you haven't had birthday dinner yet. Maybe there's something in store for you. So enjoy the rest of your birthday, Josh. Thanks for sticking around and, conversing. I know I was silent for a while, but yeah. Later. I think I'm gonna call that good. I honestly didn't expect to finish as much as I did tonight. I can already kind of feel my voice starting to slip a little bit, so I might actually end it a little bit earlier than planned. I mean, I don't think this is getting much traction anyways. There are certainly no new donations, so... Alright. It's okay. That's okay. Actually, something I am wondering about. Let me see if I can. Maybe part of the reason. That's cute, a lamb. Yep, it's basically a demonic lamb. Oh shit, I already forgot the password of that. Yes, how are you doing, Alex the Red Panda Ornament? Sorry about that. I'm trying to look for something. What is it? Oh, that's where it is. Hello. I'm wondering, actually. Okay, yeah, I'm not getting much traction on this, which is kind of mildly surprising. Huh. I mean, I was able to do quite a bit of work. I mean, I was able to say what? I was able to finish the outline for this so that I could probably start coloring at some point, and then I was able to finish drafting this, which honestly did not take me quite long. So yeah. Yeah. Honestly, my voice is starting to fail a little bit, so I may actually end this just a little bit early, which, you know, it happens sometimes, and I'll be doing more drawings this week at some point. So, there is that. Alright, well, I'm probably gonna be out. I'm outie. Hello, Lesnar. Hello, Mama. Hello. Oh, jeez, careful. Hey, no, stop. Just my dog dogging. Well, I'm probably gonna head out though, because I mean, there's just not a whole lot of traction on this. I'm a little bit surprised, but yeah, just what it is. So I'm gonna head out. Thank everybody for watching. I hope you were able to enjoy this. I hope to finish these relatively soon and, you know, post them and stuff. That would be cool. So I'm gonna leave it there, and I guess as usual, until the next video, guys, check you laters.